Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the final week of the Teacup for One Body Swap movie marathon. My name is Matt, and I have 2 degrees, and tonight it is a double feature. We kind of bookended this nicely. We opened with the original Freaky Friday with Jodie Foster and Barbara Harris, Babs Hare, as I like to call her as of now. And tonight, we're wrapping things up with the 2003 Disney remake of Freaky Friday with Jamie Lee Curtis and millennial queen Lindsay Lohan, because apparently we've been saying her name wrong this whole time. And we're also going to be talking about the brand new movie, which kind of inspired this whole marathon, Freakier Friday, where there's not one body swap, but 2. Delightful. Let's see what we have in the chat today. Looks like we have my cats. Liza and Sabrina say they did not see the new movie because they don't go outside and they couldn't get to the movie theater. That is accurate. They didn't see the other movie because they can't turn the TV on. That is also accurate. All right, let's see. We've also got my mom. She saw the new movie. It was confusing with 4 people trading places and not voices. Yes, there's so much to discuss there, so much to unpack. So, yeah, we're just waiting on our guests to file on in. So, in the meantime, feel free. Ask some questions, share some thoughts over in the comments. So I guess just a quick review on what we thought of all the movies previously. So, or at least what I thought of all the movies previously. So we had the original Freaky Friday from the 70s, I think. And like that was a nostalgic favorite for me back in the day. And weirdly enough, it didn't hold up as well as I thought it would. Yeah, especially compared to the Parent Trap. I thought it would be as good as the Parent Trap, and it in fact was not. But like good points were made that generally that movie was made during a period which was considered like Disney's lesser era, like their bad era. Like it reflected in the cartoons as well. Walt was gone. They didn't know what to do. They didn't know what to make. The following week, we watched one of my personal favorite body swap movies, if not my personal favorite, Wish Upon a Star, as well as one of my least favorite movies right now, because I wasted time watching it, The Change Up. And then last week was the surprise hit. It was Freaky. So it combined a body swap movie with a slasher movie, and it put me right in the mood for pumpkin spice latte season, which I think actually started today. So the timing all worked out perfectly. But let's bring in Jeanette, who I think is maybe a pumpkin spice fan. Jeanette, do you like the pumpkin spice?
No. If I had to be specific, I like chai.
Okay.
Chai is good, but I can't have it anymore because there's black tea in it. My favorite caffeine.
I can't hear you that well.
Oh no.
Yeah. I heard chai though. I heard that you like chai.
Yes, I like chai, and I don't know. Pumpkin spice is too sweet.
Okay, fair. I think maybe like a half sweet might be okay. I usually only get like 1 pumpkin spice latte per season, so I find the sweetness doesn't overwhelm me because it's like it's my candy. Just like I prep myself for going to drink some delicious candy, and then there it is. But hooray, pumpkin spice season! Bring on the sweaters. Bring on the sweaters and the pumpkin flavored things. That's what I have to say.
I like pumpkin, and I like pumpkin desserts, but not so much the pumpkin spice.
Yeah, is it? Do you think is it just the sweetness, or is it drinking pumpkin that you're not a fan of?
I think it's the sweetness.
Okay. Have you had the pumpkin juice at Wizarding World?
Yes.
And no?
I also don't like butterbeer either.
But butterbeer is delicious. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to try that butterbeer icy that we don't have in Canada that Regal just got in the States. That looks so good. Yeah, like it's presumably a butterscotch flavored icy, but then there's also a foam that goes over top and then a drizzle, so it's like an elevated icy. I'm very curious.
Yeah, I would like to try that. I would try it out. Yes. I love an icy. I'm an icy fanatic.
Yes, ices are great. One of the only good things that's left about Canada's Wonderland is if you get the all-season drink pass, you get unlimited ices every 15 minutes.
Freestyle cup at Universal. Same thing.
Ices? Do they have ices at Universal?
Of every flavor you can imagine.
Isn't it magical?
It's crazy.
So magical. Yeah. Oh, I'm trying to remember. The last time I was there was a flavor that I hadn't seen or had, and I feel like I liked it. I can't remember now. Once, because I think it was a busy day and they were running out of flavors, they had to dig into the archives. There was margarita. which I'm assuming is just the same mix that they use when they're making it alcoholic, but just without the alcohol. It was.
They have that one. They
Do they?
have the, like, I don't know if it's Seagram's or whoever sponsors it, but yes, the non-alcoholic margarita.
Yes, so good. Oh, I want all the ices. I want all the ices. I also just realized I'm hungry. And do I have chocolate? No. Okay. Anyway, Freaky Friday and Freakier Friday. Martha's saying Parent Trap movies were better than the Freaky Friday movies. They changed voices, acting was superior. Okay, yeah, I mean, fair. I do think the acting is pretty okay in the updated Freaky Friday movies, but let's dive into it. So, Jeanette, I feel like you said that this was your first time watching in full the remake Freaky Friday. Yes?
Yes.
I'm
yes,
shocked you didn't see it in theaters. It was made.
I don't want to say I was anti-Lohan, but I was not on the Lohan train.
What a shame.
Yeah.
What a shame. I mean, I only saw it because it was a Disney movie that was a remake of a Disney movie that I loved. And that was kind of when I was falling off the Lohan train. Was Freaky Friday. And
I've always loved Jamie Lee Curtis, though. I will say, like, I probably want, like, I've seen bits and pieces of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know that I knew who Jamie Lee Curtis was before the original before that Freaky Friday movie came out.
Really?
Oh yeah, and wouldn't have seen any Halloween movies. The only thing, maybe I would have seen Fierce Creatures, but I think I saw that after because I know I saw Fierce Creatures before Fish Called Wanda. So
my mom used to talk about her for some reason because she was Janet Leigh's daughter. So like I don't know why that was a reference point. My mom wasn't even into horror, so I don't know why that came up, but I knew that.
Okay. It's worth, yeah. It's a solid point. Yeah, with the original Freaky Friday when it came out, I don't know, I was underwhelmed by it in some ways. I remember thinking that, yeah, I was falling off the Lohan train, but it reminded me that I felt like she was actually still a good actor. Because she has some really good moments in the movie. What I think I just found it very obnoxious. I found the whole movie and I found Anna and her circle of friends and the whole rock band thing so annoying because I found those types of people being that age very annoying. I was like, I don't like the music of my generation. I don't like the people who play this music. I think Avril Lavigne is a hack and obnoxious.
We can agree on that because she plays guitar about as well as the one that doesn't know how to play guitar in the duo at any point. So we'll agree on that. She did not play guitar in her stuff. So
see, there it is. Even though now I've grown to appreciate millennial music in a nostalgic way, which is kind of hypocritical because it's like I didn't like this when it came out. Do I just like it because it reminds me of my youth? Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, and in the rewatch, well, I guess we'll come around to that. But I'm curious to hear what are your initial thoughts now, having watched that movie.
The original one, yes.
Yeah.
So let's just start with of the two, it's the one I like not as much.
Oh.
I do like the newer one better. I would say that it's extremely indicative of its time, like you've just said, right? And that much like a lot of like rom-coms and stuff, there's a lot of humor that could have not been passed through at this point in time. I think there's a whole premise that maybe they do carry through that they needed to not.
Which one, Jake?
Yeah, that's a little, it's a little weird. It's a little weird the whole time. I don't know what they're trying to prove there. So yeah, there's that. Also, Lindsay Lohan, again, much like I say about Kirsten Dunst all the time, best performance was when they were, knee high to a grasshopper. That's their best performance. So it's kind of how I felt. I was like, I can see it disintegrating a little bit.
A little bit, yeah. Yeah. It has its moments, but yeah. Yeah, I will say in the revisiting of it, I almost think I liked it more now than I did when it first came out. I was able to appreciate it more now. I do think that the acting is pretty good from both of them, from Jamie as well as Lindsay. And I think the script is like nicely structured. They took notes. I don't know from who, but maybe they took my notes about a body swap needing to have an adequately written first act so that you know what's being swapped. And I think that's something that we missed from the first Freaky Friday movie. And I felt like the narrative was more coherent than the original Disney Freaky Friday film. So that all came together in a way that I felt was more effective overall. And yeah, I thought the acting was pretty decent from both of them. Yeah. Yeah. Whoop, whoop. Are
I'm
you
going to switch my microphone over now. It's going to
okay?
be a lot better. 1 second.
There we go. Yeah. Just give it a second. Trying to think, do I have anything else? Oh, I think another thing that stood out to me is that I really liked Jake a lot more than I thought I would, or a lot more than I remembered, because I saw him as sort of a nothing character when the movie first came out. And yeah, I really like how he was structured. And I felt like it was a lot, well, yeah, generally I felt like it was a lot less creepy how that was approached in the new movie compared to what we saw in the original. Like, it still had uncomfortable elements to it, but I thought there was something really nice about how that relationship yeah, developed. There we go. Hooray.
That sound a lot better?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I enjoyed the Jake storyline in the original, definitely more than the Boris storyline in the original. And there was something really nice just about them connecting via, I don't know, I think Tess in Anna's body says it's best when she's like, I can tell you, he definitely likes you for your mind.
Yeah, I mean, the way they threaded it through was definitely fine. But in the first movie, I think that, I don't know, it's not touched upon in the way that it is in the second movie as much, which is also awkward. So, I mean,
I actually feel like the way that they approach it in the second movie undoes everything that I liked about it in the first movie. Like, in the first movie, I think that relationship is just built on the connection he has is with Anna's mind and their like mutual love of music, appreciation of that. And I feel like all of that is undone and just thrown away for the sake of a joke of like, oh, he's into older women.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, I agree on that point for sure. The first one, I don't know, the first one's not bad, but Jamie Lee Curtis is the best part of it. Whereas in this one, I felt like the ensemble cast was great. However, Jamie Lee, I mean, we'll get into it. Jamie Lee Curtis, if we were going to give her an Oscar for anything except Everything Everywhere at All at Once, I think it would be this.
Freakier Friday or Freaky Friday?
Freakier Friday.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess let's dive into Freakier Friday, because I think we can kind of discuss them both adjacent. And also, I didn't have a chance to rewatch them this week, so it was like 2 or 3 weeks ago that I watched both of these movies, so they're not at the forefront of my mind.
I watched Freakier Friday yesterday, but I watched Freaky Friday like over the course of 2 days at the beginning of the week.
Okay. So yeah, Freakier Friday is a fascinating movie in my mind. Not necessarily because of the movie itself, but just it feels so fan servicey. I think it's a movie that was only made because there was a demand for it from people who seemingly have been like asking Jamie Lee Curtis for years, when's the sequel coming out? And her response was always when Lindsay is old enough to have a teenager. And like Lindsay now is just barely old enough to have a teenager, which is why it's there.
I mean, yeah, I get it. How old is she?
She's our age. She's in
the movie they say she's 36 and a half.
Yeah, that's true.
And I'm 38 and I have a
but I guess
13-year-old.
Interesting.
She'll be 13 in December, so that's why I hesitate. I'm like,
yeah, true. I think one of the things that I found distracting about this movie was I had such a hard time buying Lindsay Lohan as like not necessarily as a mom, but as the mom of a teenager in a Freaky Friday movie. And maybe it's just that, yeah, and it could even just be that less accustomed to, I think like outside of you, I don't think I know very many folks my age who have teenagers. But even like to my mind, you're more mature than Lindsay Lohan. Like, yeah.
I mean, to be fair, I went through a party phase and just I had the luxury of nobody filming it and putting it on television. You know, things could be said about me before I had a child. I am not, to be clear, I'm not a Lohan fan. I've watched her Christmas movies and I don't think they're good. You know, it's not like it's just that I'm like, she is probably the weakest link in most acting situations and in later, right? I feel like Parent Trap, you know, fantastic. I don't know what happened. That's
I
how I.
just feel like she started off so strong and then it was just a
Yeah,
gradual decline. But I think even maybe a thing that was odd to me with Freakier Friday with the whole age thing, it might even just have less to do with Lindsay. I feel like generally millennials are having kids later in life. Like most of the people that I know
that's
who
a proven
have
fact.
kids
Yeah.
are like, yeah, are like those kids are only now like between 5 to 8. And so,
So I don't know about Canada, but in America,
mhm.
the ratio of women having babies in their 40s and women having babies in their teens is for once weighted towards the 40s for the first
Really,
time since like the 80s or 70s or so. It's like some long period of time. So you're right. Like that is a trending situation.
yeah. So I think maybe just kind of experiencing that is played into it, but then also Lindsay herself, I just have a hard time buying her as a middle aged slash mom of a teenager. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And so when the switch happened, it wasn't nearly as dramatic or jarring for me as it was with Jamie Lee Curtis switching with a teenager 20 years ago. Like to me, that
Yeah.
mom teenager energy was totally different because Lindsay just had such a youthful quality
Yeah,
to.
I don't think that the difference between Lindsay and her daughter in the newer one was a great enough difference. Whereas the difference between Jamie Lee Curtis and the young British lady, uh, I do believe, like, played a larger
Oh,
role. And it was an interesting dynamic because they're not really, for this first time, other than Freaky, which is like a different dynamic, that's killer victim dynamic.
yeah.
There really is no dynamic. It's just this grandmother from another family.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of cool to see this like almost rando. Like they really don't know anything about each other, right?
Right.
Whereas in the mother daughter situation, they think they know a lot about each other, and they do to some degree, right?
Mhm.
Obviously. Um, so I thought that just that dynamic in general was kind of cool. And in
Yeah.
the first one, I think the reason that I didn't like it, it had been around for X many years, 22 years before I watched it, but also I felt like it was very predictable.
Okay.
Whereas when you throw four people into the mix, I was like, oh, this is new.
Yeah, I think the concept of it made a lot of sense, but the pay, I think they were trying to do so much that a lot of stuff was watered down. Like overall, like outside of Lindsay's character, me having a hard time, I don't know, buying her in a body swap situation, I also felt like her daughter wasn't that interesting of a character. Like Harper, I found not super engaging. And I don't know if it was the actress or how the character was written. I think it was a little bit of both. But then also, and I keep harping, Harper, I keep harping on this whole thread of Lindsay as the parent in a body swap comedy was hard for me to latch onto, which I think was partially her, partially how it was written. But I feel like there was such a missed opportunity with there's this huge generational divide between millennials and Gen Zs or Gen Zs that this movie could have tapped into that I don't think it did.
Yeah. I feel like with Lindsay Lohan's character in the newer one,
Mhm,
and maybe this was true in the first one, and I just happened to fall very close to that apple tree. And
mhm.
that's why I did identify somewhat enough to not think about this when I watched the first one. But in the second one, I do feel like they really get too specific in the genre of people that they pick to put these people in. Um, because while I very much enjoyed the movie and I was laughing my butt off the whole time, like that's my thing with the second one is I was actually laughing, and in the first one I was like
Okay.
awkward. I was like, this is just. They said so many things that were like, I was like, maybe not today. Not so much. It almost felt like I don't even know, like an American Pie movie at parts, like the way they were certain jokes they were making. Not so much dirty, but just like, maybe not
Yeah.
now. But in the second one, I was laughing my butt off, and I just felt like the types of characters that they picked. Surfer Girl. How many freaking people in North America get to surf?
Right.
Not the majority.
Yeah.
The mom is a LA band manager. They're wealthy. Like you're niching yourself to death. And then the British girl who's a fashion person and like I don't know. I felt like they were that part. I will say I didn't identify with the characters. It was just very funny. but I didn't feel like I could be any of those people.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. I feel like there was a lack of relatability with all of them.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
to a degree. And I didn't really think about it until just now when you were talking about this stuff. I'm like, you know what? I found it hilarious, but I did not feel like I didn't cry.
right.
you know?
And I think that's such an important thing with these types of movies is they need to be such strongly defined characters for a swap to have any impact.
They also don't show us too many scenes as they did in the first one. They really showed us a lot of scenes of Jamie Lee Curtis and her daughter being mother and daughter.
Right.
And you're right, because they were trying to introduce so many themes, not just a husband, but like a husband and a daughter, and he's from over here, and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
They really didn't give us a lot of time to get to know her relationship with her daughter. Again, the niching stuff stood in the way. Her daughter's surfing. She's
Yeah.
got to go to work as a band manager, and I'm like, so we don't see them on screen together that much. Like that's what that results in. I didn't get to, but again, as a result of me not being emotionally related, I was, for the first time in a long time in a theater, I was laughing my butt off. I hadn't gone to see a comedy in a long time in a
Okay.
theater. So
Yeah, I did enjoy it. I did laugh. I just think it was I was going to use an analogy that was used in an acting program I did once, which actually is not totally inappropriate. I'll use it. It's kind of like peeing in bed, where in the moment of it, it's comfortable and it's like there's relief that comes with it. But then when it's done, you're just sitting in cold urine and it's uncomfortable. And that's kind of what Freakier Friday was for me. In the moment of it, I was like, yeah, this is fun. This is great. But then afterwards, I was like, this left me with nothing worthwhile. Peeing in bed.
well, I think it's funny too, is that like I kind of feel that way about the first one, but not so much to that degree, I guess. It's just like I could have fun with it, but then like I like some a scene would pass and I'd be like, oh, that's kind of weird. And like, or like whole concepts would come into focus, and I'd be like, "Oh, we're doing this, huh?" Like this girl, how old is Jake? Because like they kind of make a point that he's working at the school, so I'm like, is he 19?
No, I think Jake is 17, but it's like one of those student work placement type of
See,
things.
there
Like,
was just like I was like, I don't know why we needed to do that because now I'm questioning. And so like I made it halfway through the movie, and I was like, I don't know about all that.
hmm.
So that stuff made me feel that way a little bit. I don't know. I guess I feel that way a little bit about the first one.
Fair. Oh, and to clarify, Mother, I've never peed in bed. It was a metaphor. It was a metaphor that, yeah. No one has actually peed in a bed. It's fine, except for Eliza. Like a warm bath. Yeah, I guess it could have, but
Y'all
like,
gonna make me have to take a potty break. Stop talking about having
right? Oh yeah. I think the thing with Freakier Friday is that the entire movie just feels so fan servicey and such a nostalgia throwback, which is fine. There is a place for that, and it worked on me. Like I think it did what it was supposed to do. Something that people have pointed out is that it's kind of like, and this should have been so obvious to me in the moment, but I had to have a TikTok spell out for me, is that this is ultimately a throwback to both Parent Trap and Freaky Friday, because you have the whole
yeah.
postal thing, like with the English girl and then the American girl, and how they start off butting heads and then they form a sisterly bond, except it's kind of like an antithetical Parent Trap, because instead of trying to get the parents together, they're trying to split them up. And like, that's
Yeah.
fun.
Well,
That's
also you did notice who was in this movie, right?
Lindsay Lohan.
No, the mom who Meredith from
Oh,
Parent Trap.
Meredith. Yeah, of course. Elaine
Yeah,
Hendricks.
yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, they should have brought in Chessie. That would have been great as well.
That would have been fantastic. But yeah,
Yeah.
when I saw that, I kind of, sorry, I just got a little chill. I kind of just let out like a little, I was like, oh, yay.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I would have liked it more if there was more Parent Trap parallels, which granted, I don't even know what those would have been. I think it's really just that the characters were so not that interesting to me. And then also the accent thing. I made a video, like a short about it, but it's still really annoying me that they should have switched accents. Like, I don't know why that
I
girl.
bet you that they tried and Jamie Lee Curtis could not do a decent enough, which I don't think matters in this. It would have been funny if it was bad.
Right. Actually, probably
That's how I feel about it. But I have a sneaky. I have not seen this anywhere. Not because I thought about that during the movie. It didn't bother me because I thought this is like one of those, like, if you're playing D&D, you like make rules about how this plays out with people. But like, I think if you're inhabiting someone's body, you're getting those vocal cords. I don't think you would have an accent, personally.
No, I don't think you would. I think maybe
But I think it would have been great to make Jamie Lee Curtis do it.
Oh, it would have been so good.
It would have been hilarious.
I feel like I'm just so confused about why she had to be British, because the actress is not. The actress is very American. Like, the kid actress is American.
The actress is not British?
No, she does a very good British accent.
Is the dad British?
No, he's Canadian. He's one of ours. He's from.
Then why did we do this to these characters? Or why didn't we get British actors?
No.
One or the other. Like, what?
Right, and
first of all, you chose two people. No offense, but like, it's not like they look British. They
right?
don't. Not this is. I know if you say you look American, but I mean, I know what you meant. Like, and it's a really awful stereotype. But I'm saying it's not like they were pigeonholed into something.
Yeah. No, I feel like
what was the logic there?
Thing. And from what I understand for the casting process, they didn't have any physical specifications for like what they wanted either of the girls to look like. Well, I guess one of them had to pseudo look like Lindsay Lohan, but we don't know who the biological dad is. So in theory, it could have.
That's another thing. Can we talk about that? Because I got to the end of the movie and I thought we were going to find out that Jake was the dad.
But he wasn't.
But that was not a bridge that we ever crossed. I guess also, if we're being feminist, we don't need to know who the dad is.
Yeah, well, that's something that
you wonder, right?
I want to know who it is. And then I thought, no, Matt, that's none of your business. She chose to be a single mom. You don't need to know why. And I thought, but then the next conversation.
I also wondered if we were going to find out she was adopted.
Yeah.
We never hear a birth story or anything like that.
That would have worked. I think this is just such a major piece that was missing to elevate the movie.
Like there was a story that they cut out because the movie was too long.
I don't know.
I feel like there's something like I don't know.
I feel like it's more that they were already going to be juggling British dad with Jake, that the potential like third, even if he was just an off-screen character, like the third.
They should have just made it Jake.
I think that might have complicated things. Although maybe it would have made things more interesting dramatically. Yeah, you're right.
But her daughter's only 14 and she's 36, so that means she had her when she was 22?
Yeah.
So
Jake?
No, because that would have meant they had to stay together for 4 years out of high school, and that's highly unlikely.
Well, they could have split up, gotten back together, had the kid, then split up again.
Sure.
Yeah, and I also feel like it would have felt more Parent Trap aligned if the dad was Jake. And if they were trying to get them back together, and then the lesson that they learn is like, no, she's starting a new chapter of her life, and this is actually the guy.
And look, you're even feeding into it now, because I'm thinking like the surfer girl would be like, this guy owns a record store in LA, and like, I feel like it was there and they cut it. That's just how I'm feeling about it right now in this moment.
Maybe it was there. I'm just gonna decide for my headcanon that Jake is the dad. That makes it.
Such a weird thing to not tackle. They literally say she chose to be a single mom. I'm like, did she adopt her? That's what that sounds like to me, is she chose to be a single mom. Sounds like I was single and adopted a child.
Yeah. I feel like these are questions that could have been very easily answered. And in not answering them, it just left plot holes.
Maybe that's what the third movie will be, is about who Harper's dad is.
But I don't care about Harper. Harper's boring.
She's all right. I didn't mind her so much.
She's fine.
I always wanted to be a surfer girl when I was like a preteen. So like I was like, oh, that's cool. Whereas like Lindsay Lohan's character in the first one, unfortunately, I think it was more like. So I think maybe that's why I wasn't interested. I was like, that's not my life. What the hell are you talking about?
Well, I think at least Lindsay Lohan's character in the first one had character. I just felt like Harper was such a blah character. Like she had.
That was the point, is that she's like very apathetic and like, I just want to surf. And from what I understand, that's surfer culture.
Maybe I'm just not tuned into server culture enough.
I don't know. I've never been any farther west than Texas. Don't listen to me. I'm just saying, like, I don't know. Like, that's the apathetic, like, kind of zoned out, like, that's what I get from it.
Yeah. And maybe that's also why it didn't totally translate, because I think throwing that character into the situation that's very high stakes and very out of the ordinary amps things up and takes them out of like the general surfer vibe. And so
Yeah.
that's something that Lindsay wasn't able to play per se. Like it truly felt like with the switch, less than having a character swap, it was just more about permission for two adults to act a little kooky and weird.
Yeah, I like that this one. I know they're age based every time, but I like that it was like, a duo. That was cool, but it was.
Yeah.
I mean, now that I'm going back and thinking on it, it's slightly gratuitous to do 4 people. Like, I almost it's like the Saw of Freaky Friday movies. It's like super gratuitous. 4 people switch places. 2 of them don't even hardly know each other. Like,
right.
I will say, so this is a bit of a tangent, kind of a sidebar rather. I don't know, there's never been a mother-son or father-daughter swap.
Not that I can think of. I'm sure it's happened, but I don't think it in any.
I want a mother to be terrorized and bewildered at being inside the mind of like a 14-year-old boy. Like, I need some of these boy moms to get humbled. As their children. I'm just saying.
What does that mean? Like, oh my gosh, spill the tea. Like, what's with the boy moms? What's the boy
No,
mom?
I'm just saying, like, I imagine we all know what we think, or we think that we know what goes on in our children's minds. I'm just saying, like, let's all get inside the mind of a 14-year-old while we're at it. Why is it always a 14-year-old girl?
That's true. Well, yeah, that's a solid point. I feel
Why is it always a girl? Why we always gotta be talking about periods and which fine, talk about the periods, destigmatize, fine, but you know what I mean. Like, why is it always got to be our stuff?
Right.
Why are we talking about boners?
There is the only one the only one I can think of, which I've never seen, is vice versa, where it is father son.
Okay.
Yeah, except even then, it's not a teenage boy. It's like prepubescent. He's like, I think the kid's like 8.
Yeah, see, we skirt around it.
Yeah, you're right.
Skirt around it, but then we get with girls and we have to be talking about sex and kissing and periods and stuff. Right. Where's the boys? Hello.
I feel like in the OG era, when Freaky Friday came out in the 70s, I don't know. My instinct is that it wouldn't have. Well, first off, it wouldn't have even been considered. But I think the reason it wouldn't have been considered is because the core concept is about better understanding somebody. And I think that's not something creatives think is applicable to male characters, like growth or character.
Right. We could turn this into a whole podcast just talking about the different things that are completely ignored on both sides of that fence. It's just like, I can't think of a single body swap movie. Mm-hmm. You know what the closest thing I can think of is Cranium Command at Epcot. And that's not body swap. That's just, let's take a ride in a teenager's brain.
Exactly. Yeah, and I feel like now in contemporary society, I don't know, the idea of a body swap that involves a teenage boy feels gross. Which
right, and why are we willing to invade the brains of teenage girls?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, I think body swap movies in general, there's such tricky territory where there needs to be some kind of equality between the two parties, or else it gets into really uncomfortable territory, which I kind of touched on last week with Freaky, that I was scared it would go.
That's why Freaky's so good, and they did so well with that, because they did not turn it into something about that, which is fine. I mean, we don't have to dig into that about teenage boys. Like, we don't need to bring everything to that. I'm just saying, like, if we're not going to do that, then let's move into this territory where we don't pander and we don't cater to those jokes regardless, right? It's like, do we need to talk about, I will say in this movie, they didn't really talk too much about them being into boys.
Yeah, no, that was
younger ones. It was about the older ones.
Well, yeah, because I
So
think the
I'm
whole movie
saying
was.
all this, but now I'm thinking like it's not like they did a big like school crush thing too
Mhm.
much.
Well, that just would have been too much. I think one thing that the
Yeah.
movie did well in theory, that I like, that I wish they did better, was that it was focused on like the dual relationships, like between Lohan and Jamie's character, and then the two girls. But ultimately, like the two girls building a sister bond, and on paper, I think that's great. Like I think having those two characters start out at each other's throats, and then they go on some kind of journey, and then develop a bond and learn more about themselves and their parents, and like bringing a nuclear or separate family. What's the word I'm looking for? A blended family together. Like that's beautiful. The movie just didn't do that for me in practice as well as it could operate
I
on paper.
think can we say too the dad was a little bit of a cold fish for me.
Which dad? Oh, Manny, the British dad.
Yeah.
I'm inclined to like him because he's Canadian, but yes.
I didn't get a lot. I could have used maybe another big name. I hate to say it, but it is a Disney comedy. Like
He's a
just throw
man
another.
from the Good Place. He's
Well, you know what I mean. You
and
got
from
Mark Harmon,
Andor.
freaking Jamie Lee Curtis, and Lindsay Lohan.
Is Mark Harmon famous? People keep talking about Mark Harmon.
Yeah, he was on American television for
Oh,
a
okay.
long time. He was on, I think it was Jag, and then there was another one too. But Jag was on for years, I'm pretty sure. And then maybe he was on a CSI. He was in movies too. I mean, I don't know. I grew up with him. I know his face. I know his voice. I think he, and if I'm calling him Mark Harmon and he's not Mark Harmon, I'm going to laugh my butt off.
No,
I'm
he's
pretty
probably
sure
Mark.
that's Mark Harmon.
I think likely where that came from is
Yes, that's Mark Harmon.
and like
Okay.
this all goes back to like why were they British? And I think it was just to have the Parent Trap connection, which was unnecessary because it.
Right? It's very unnecessary.
But I feel like they wrote the character to be English. They put out the casting call for just teenage girls, found two that they liked, and I do think the one who played the English one was far like I find her much more engaging as an actor, not just because she does a really good English accent. I just think she's a more engaging actor. But I feel like their priority was find two girls and then cast around that. So they hired her, and then they needed to find someone who could be her biological dad. And Manny is probably one of the only people who checked the box of being pseudo
Yeah.
recognizable and the right age, because I can't think of any other Asian American or like UK or UK Asian UK actors in that age range, which is probably its own.
Steve Yoon, maybe.
Maybe is he the guy from the zombie
Walking
show?
Dead. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
But I will say I know why. Because I was like, why can't we just make this movie Lindsay Lohan's daughter and Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan? And I'm realizing now the reason you can't do that is because they went through it and all it would be like is, hey, we swapped. We got to we got to figure something out. Like it would just be over in 2 minutes. And I'm like, oh, you need not just one more person in the mix. You need people to make it uncomfortable and make it to where you can't say things and people are expecting things of you.
Mhm.
I will say, I didn't like that it had to be a wedding again. I think we could have just hinged on Lindsay Lohan's management career and made it like a big concert situation
Right.
and made it nothing about romance or anything like that. I think it could have been some sort of situation. They could have written something like that.
Mhm. I think it did still need to be family focused. I think like
Well,
the
yeah,
wedding
you could
is
still
feel
have a
redundant.
family focus, but she seemed awfully caught up with work. So I'm like,
Yeah,
you could pull the workaholic thing.
that's true. That's true. Not. I feel like yeah, it was so. I think the wedding thing makes sense, but it wasn't done well enough to show why it made
It was such
sense.
a dead horse.
Yeah,
I was like, why does it have to be a wedding again? It can't be anything. It can't even be a funeral. Could it just be a funeral?
funeral would have been
Could it be
good.
I don't know, I want Jamie Lee Curtis here, but we could have killed Mark Harmon. that could have been a thing. So like, I don't know. That was one thing at the beginning that I was like, oh god, it's gonna be a wedding again. Like,
Well, I think another reason is at the heart of it. Ultimately, the point of this movie, outside of just being able to ride the coattails of Freaky Friday and the fact that there was an audience that wanted a Freaky Friday sequel, is it was an opportunity to have Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis together for a whole movie, acting together, having some kind of adventure. So I think they needed to have
yeah.
circumstances that would get those two together in crazy scenarios.
Yeah. I will say, I think in the end, uh, for both movies, hands down, my favorite scenes are all Jamie Lee Curtis scenes.
Oh yeah, of
Like
course.
her with the lip plumper in this new movie, I could watch that and the reaction scene at the end of the lip plumper. Like both. I could watch just the sequences of those over and over again because that was hilarious. Like her acting in those, um, her in the record store. I don't know. She's just like I said. If we wanted to say that she didn't deserve it for Everything Everywhere at All at Once, I think she deserved it for this.
I would go as far as to say the original one as well. Like I do think
Yeah,
she
she's the
is.
best part of that movie.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, she's become a cultural icon. There was a Tess lookalike contest at the El Capitan Theater. Did you see the clips? Like everyone
No,
just
oh, I did see the clips of them all together. Yes, I
yeah
didn't see clips of the competition, but I saw clips of her with the ladies. Yes,
with the ladies. Yeah, and then she went on stage with all the Tesses.
yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
and like yeah, Tess
Can
is
I just
just
say that's the thing that ate me up, like ate me up in a good way. Like when I was watching her in this movie, she was having so much fun.
yeah
She was just having the best time in the first one too. I mean, you could tell, but she was at a different point in her career. She was like Halloween H2O time around
right.
then. Like that's a different time. She was like reviving her career, and I feel like she's just. I will say I did not like the way her character was written in Haunted Mansion, but same thing in that one. She was just having fun.
Yeah,
She was just having a good time.
yeah, and that's really I think Jamie is just the heart of both of these movies, and Lindsay's. I don't want to say Lindsay is just there, but like it's and like the really crazy thing is that Jamie Lee Curtis wasn't supposed to be in the original. She was hired I think 2 or 3 days before they started shooting. She replaced Annette Bening who dropped out.
That makes a lot of sense.
Why?
They, Annette Bening fits that role perfectly.
I guess well, I just think short hair maybe. Yeah.
I think. I
It's
think
so
the
hard.
only other person I would put in that eventually got put in a mom role anyway, and that's Allison Janney.
Oh right. Oh my god. Allison Janney would have been so good. Oh
Right.
dang. That would have been
Right.
great.
2003 Alice, 2002, 2003 Allison Janney. That was right before she voiced for Nemo. So yeah, I mean, she was still
Mm-hmm.
bright and bouncy Allison Janney, you know.
Oh, that would have been so good. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know why I put Allison Janney and Annette Bening in a very similar category. Don't ask me why. Don't know. But I put them very parallel with each other.
Yeah. I feel yeah, it makes sense. I can see it. I can see it. Yeah, I just Jamie is so I like I feel like you feel the heart of Jamie through both movies. And I think a
Yeah.
big part of it has to do with she had mentioned that when she did the first one, like she literally had a 15-year-old daughter. And so
Yeah.
she was in it. And that's how she improvised Make Good Choices, which became iconic because that was either something that she had said to her daughter IRL or something that she has felt she would say. So I think that might even just be another thing that I feel the life experience of Jamie Lee Curtis on screen in the first film as being someone who is actually the parent of a teenager. And I don't get that vibe from Lindsay in this movie. Like I know Lindsay is a parent.
No, I would agree with you.
In real life, she has a toddler, which I can buy her as a new parent, a relatively fresh
Well,
parent.
it also doesn't help. I don't know if they did this in Canada, but prior to the movie, they show you about like 8 times this commercial of her talking about being a toddler mom. So it
Oh
doesn't
no, we
help
didn't get
that
that.
you literally just watched a commercial like 5 or 8 times over and over again of her being like, ah, and like picking toys up off of the porch
Right.
or something. Like, I'm like, so yeah, actually, I'm
Yeah.
inclined to agree with you because I'm like,
Yeah. I think
you're
that's the
right.
thing.
I
Yeah, it's not
really,
even about her age. It's just that she has toddler mom energy. She doesn't have
yeah,
teenage mom energy. Yeah.
yeah, that could be the Botox too. Um, I, I mean, let's just talk about how much emotion we can see in Jamie's face and how much we can't in Lindsay's face.
I don't know. Well,
I
yeah.
don't know why. You think Botox would be counterintuitive to actors, but
Yeah.
for some reason, I'm like, don't you need this? Don't you need these to move? Uh, yeah, I don't know. I will say, can we do a little? I know I've already said Mark Harmon's name a bunch of times, but the way his character is written in both movies, I really adore, but especially in the newer movie. Like,
I
he's
barely
actually like
the new movie.
writing real good stand up, non creepy. like father figure characters that aren't actually biological fathers is a pretty hard thing to do, I think.
Yeah, fair.
And maybe I haven't had to like have someone in my life necessarily like that, but at the same time, like I don't know, I have, but I just am like, to me, the way they wrote his character was very heartwarming. You never think about it. Like I didn't think about it till the movie was over, and I was like literally analytically thinking about characters. I'm like, I really like the way that they do the dads
Yeah.
in these movies. The dads are written well, aside from the fact that I thought this one was a little bit bland in this new movie, but
Yeah, he definitely stood out to me more in original Freaky Friday. I felt like he was just kind of set dressing in this new movie. Or I don't
oh,
super remember what he
till
was.
the end, that ending scene's really wonderful.
What remind me what happens in the ending scene?
In the ending scene, it's I believe it's the young British girl is talking to him.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
but and they
Yeah.
talk about everything. But yeah, just that was good. But also the scene where, I mean, like honestly, I'm bashing on the dad in the new movie, but like the scene at the, it's not the DMV, the immigration office, and the scene when he's talking about how much he loves her on the beach and stuff. Like those were good. I like those. You know.
Those were good. The immigration scene threw me off because I wasn't sure what direction the movie was going to go in, and I thought that they were planting the seeds for him to have a spark with the immigration lady so that Lohan could end up with Michael Murray.
No, I think they were just showing that he was a nice person and shows interest in what people are saying.
Yeah, that too. That
But
works.
I gotta say, I don't know who wrote that scene. They did have two SNL alums in this movie, maybe more, but two recent SNL alums in this movie who were really funny. And that scene felt very like, I don't know if they had a touch in that, however possible, but it looked very SNL. It was hilarious.
I feel like that maybe that was even supposed to be another SNL person, and then they just fell through.
Maybe, yeah. No, I loved it. Was it Chloe Fineman, right, in the exercise scene, and Vanessa Bayer,
As the
uh,
psychic.
which I thought was great. She's like a main character, basically. I know
Oh,
she's
yeah.
not in it a ton, but she's the main character.
She was such it was that character was such a mess too. And there was no resolution with that either.
No, no,
No.
she's just a weirdo. She actually, I love stories where people are shysters
Yeah.
and then actually end up having powers. Like books, TV show, like I love that plot. I will eat that plot
So
up
like
all day.
Ghost?
I love it.
It's
Sure,
basically
yes,
yes.
yes. And I think that's where it comes from. You're so right. I think
Yeah.
that's the root of my love for that story.
I mean, Ghost did it perfectly. So
Yes, you're
we have
so
something
right.
good to aspire to.
We could say The Conjuring, but
Oh, it's too scary for me to like even look at a poster for The Conjuring.
yeah, no, but the real people, a little shysty.
Oh.
Maybe a little real, but really shysty.
Oh, yeah. I think part of the reason that I was even leaning towards wanting him to get with the immigration girl was just because Jake is just such a stand-up character. That was what, like, yeah, I really like Jake, which shocked me because I went into this movie assuming I didn't like Chad Michael Murray. And I think it might even just be that I assumed he was douchey and annoying, not ever having seen any of his work, but just, again, growing up in the millennial culture, the same way that I found Avril Lavigne and like the music thing annoying and gross. I found like Chad Michael Murray types annoying and gross.
Yeah.
It was a hipster. But no, I feel like both the actor and the character are so charming in both movies. And I really don't like that they undid what I felt was pretty good character development for the sake of one joke that he's with a woman who looks like Tess.
Yeah,
It was
I
so
mean,
gross.
his character the whole time, it kind of felt like we didn't need this extra arm in the story because they kept going down little narrow like dead ends with like what they were doing with him. I was like, what are we? I kept being confused why he was on screen,
Yeah.
for lack of a better word. I don't get what we're doing. Like she sent him away to buy hygienic supplies, and I don't get why that was gonna work. I don't. None of it made any sense. I was like, and then they go to the record store and uh she's not with the band anymore, but she's signing stuff for the band.
Yeah, well,
And like
yeah,
nothing was anything that involved Jake was extremely muddy to me. I was like,
yeah.
why are we
Well, it
doing
was
this?
money. I feel like I just forgave it because I think Chad Michael Murray is a very engaging actor, and I also think maybe that's why. I was gonna say, well, I don't know why I was. Yeah, I feel like the first movie works so well as well because him plus Jamie, like I think him and Jamie Lee Curtis are the two strongest actors in both films. So being able to have more time between the two of them in the first movie is
Yeah.
something I find interesting. And in this, even though his character is nothing, I still think he's one of the most interesting people to watch on screen. Like far more interesting than Manny, even though I love Manny because he's a Canadian. Um, yeah, Jake just should have been. They should have used Jake better. I just think this movie is just so poorly
I
written.
think we could have sent, if we wanted to have Jake in the movie more, we could have sent Manny away on a business trip. I don't know why we needed to be, because I gotta be honest, Lindsay Lohan's character doesn't seem like the type to, like, Anna doesn't seem like the type to have been setting up dancing lessons for their wedding anyway.
Yeah,
Like,
true.
she doesn't seem to be this high maintenance bride that they're like making out in these, like, whole wedding planning thing. I'm like, I don't think she would have been doing that. So, like, I feel like they could have just gotten rid of the new dad for a little while and let all the stuff with Jake play out and like done that, and then had him come back and be like, oh,
Woo! Oh
here's
dear,
Jake.
what's happening? Yeah, yeah. I think that kind of goes to one of the key complaints I have with the movie is I don't think Anna is really much of a character. I think she's just defined by music.
Her reactions to everybody else.
Yeah. Like I really don't know who Anna is. I think it was easier to write that character when she was a teenager because that role is just defined by being defiant, and all that she really had as a defining characteristic in the first movie was that she liked music, and then that became her whole personality for this movie. And that was her whole motivator of like, oh well, she could have been a famous musician, but she chose to be a parent instead. Like that just felt uninteresting. It felt
Yeah, no, and I also like that was the second trope that they played into, like where there's a wedding and she had to give up her career as a musician. But I'm like, but she's the manager of a musician. That's
yeah, she's still working
essentially
in the
the
industry.
same freaking life. Like,
Hmm.
I don't know, like you go on tour, you go to the concert, like you're still doing the same stuff usually. So I don't understand. Like, it's
Yeah.
not that much of a difference, I would think, enough to not play music. Also, what is this weird thing? Oh, don't listen to my songs, like, because I don't know. That was weird. I was like, you're not a teenager. What are we making like a teenager thing out of this? Like, oh, it's my secret song.
Oh, because the song was about her daughter, which I have to say, I don't. Do we ever hear the song? Do we hear the song? I can't remember.
Yeah, they sing it.
Oh, they do. Okay. I just feel like there has to be something really weird about lyrics for them to have been written about the love a parent has for their child, but for those same lyrics to be misconstrued as the love one would have for a
It gets done all the time. So many pop songs that people play as love songs are songs people wrote either to their children or to their parents
are
or
they?
yeah, I can't think of specific ones, but like yeah, you could look them up. There's definitely ones
Okay.
out there.
Okay. Okay, then maybe I'll forgive it. Maybe I'll forgive it.
Yeah,
I also
there's
I
a
don't
lot of songs that are misconstrued like that. Not just that way, but in general, like weird ways like that.
I don't buy a reality also where Anna's band became famous. Like they weren't that good.
You mean with the lead singer telling her that she needs to dress appropriately and maturely? I'm like, to be in a rock band? And then this chick's up there in her freaking, banker at 2 p.m. best. Like, I was like, yeah, that's totally how you're selling this band. And the poor goth girl on the side looks like she wants to die. She's like, she's the best dressed one there. And she's like, who are these weirdos?
And you know what's crazy? In the first movie, like the main friend was supposed to be played by Kelly Osbourne.
Well, her and Lindsay would get into some shit back then. That's maybe why they couldn't have them on set together.
Maybe. And yeah, I think the one
It was
who
like the beginning of their getting into shit days.
imagine if Kelly came back for this movie, like if it had panned out and then they had to bring her back.
She should have played a role. She should have played the role that Meredith played.
Who, Kelly? No, we needed Meredith. We needed that reunion.
Yeah, that's fine. I thought that was cool.
Yeah. Yeah. They should have brought back Dennis Quaid.
Oh, if we're gonna talk about me gasping when people came on screen, I have to find out. Did you get the ad for Tron before your movie?
I think so.
Okay. I freaked out when I think I remember hearing Evan Peters was gonna be in it, but I kind of forgot. And
Right.
I literally was like the loudest gasp I've ever let out in a movie theater whenever I saw Evan Peters on screen for Tron, and I was like, ah!
No, I did
which makes up totally for Jared Leto being the main character.
But he's the villain though. Ares is the villain.
I have a feeling he's gonna have like a redemption story, which I don't.
Better not.
Bleh. I don't care for that, but whatever. I hope it's a martyrdom. Let's say that.
So he dies.
I hope he dies.
Yeah, I got to ride the Ares light cycle.
I know. I'm super jealous. Sorry, I don't mean to change the subject to Ares, but it kind of has to do with this movie because it was an ad before the movie.
Exactly. No, yeah, the Ares trailer. I feel like we definitely got out. Just like, oh yeah, this makes sense. My gasp moment for a trailer was actually before Superman when the Odyssey trailer came because I didn't expect that whatsoever. And getting to see a trailer.
I got that one.
Did you know we got the Odyssey trailer? And it was very disjointed and feels like it was just footage that they pulled together from something they shot like a day ago. But I don't care because I was like, yes, Odyssey.
Is it just like scenes of crashing water?
Crashing water and like guys sitting around a fire talking.
Maybe I did see it.
Yeah. It wasn't that interesting, but I don't care because I'm ready for Odyssey Summer 2026. Bring it.
Yeah.
The Greek mythology movie marathon.
It's Christian Bale, right? No.
Well, probably.
Am I just saying that? Is it Ridley Scott? Who's doing this?
Chris Nolan.
Nolan, that's it. Okay.
Chris Nolan and Matt Damon is Odysseus, and
Matt Damon.
Holland is his son. And it's just got like a full Nolan-y cast rounding out.
Now, see, look, I'm going to be mad. Look, Matt Damon plays a period-accurate person in one of the best movies in the past 5 years that everyone loves to hate on, and everyone's going to love him being all weird in this one.
Which what movie?
The Last Duel.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, I know. And I freaking love that movie, and everybody hates it.
I don't even know what that movie is.
He's going to play a period-accurate person in this movie, and everybody's going to eat it up with a spoon.
No, I think everyone's just going to get pissed off that it's another movie about saving Matt Damon. Although, to be fair, in the Odyssey, he saves himself. It is another movie where Matt Damon is lost. But in this one, at least he's making an effort to get home. Instead of like people wasting money and resources to get him.
The Last Duel was just like that. And
what period does it take place in? What period is
the Dark Ages? Like
that's
sometime
fun.
When people had those weird little short bangs, you know what I'm talking about? Sometime in that period, because he has him and Ben Affleck both have the weird little short bangs.
That's funny.
But Adam Driver has the long, like, black curl.
Okay, well, I'll check it out.
I gotta say, but I am excited about Odyssey.
Odyssey's gonna be so good. Odyssey Summer, bring it. I'm so excited. Once Wicked for Good comes out, like Odyssey is my new obsession. Even now, yeah. I love the Odyssey. I love Greek mythology. Maybe this will be the reason I finally read the Odyssey. It's for the new movie.
I read it in middle school. I would be hard pressed to tell you if I remembered much of it. I remember a little bit.
Right.
Probably.
Well, I read the Wishbone. I read the Wishbone adaptation, and it was good. Yeah, and I watched the Wishbone episode, and then there was a really well-made Odyssey miniseries in the 90s. I had that on VHS. I
think I remember that.
It's incredible. The cast is so good. Like, it's Bernadette Peters as Cersei. Vanessa Williams plays Calypso. And who else? But it's such a good cast.
If Calypso is in this movie, they better go get the chick from Pirates of the Caribbean, or I'm gonna riot, because nobody else is Calypso. No one.
Would that be the same Calypso?
Yeah, it's the same Calypso. The goddess.
Yeah, true. Oh, so exciting. Odyssey 2026. Oh yeah, Freakier Friday. Yeah, well, it was fun.
Yeah, we got onto the ads before the movie.
Yeah, I know. We're more excited for the movies that
I wonder what the ads before the one in 2000 was. It 2 or 3? 2002, 2003. I wonder what ads were before that.
What else came out? Oh, would it have been Pirates?
Oh Lord, that would be amazing.
It was probably Pirates. No, because Pirates was a summer movie, and
Yeah.
this was a late summer movie. And Pirates was probably 2004, so it would have been too early for Pirates. I don't know.
No, I think Pirates was the year before. Wasn't it 2002?
Was it?
I think so.
I
But
don't remember what I
to
was
your
doing.
point, might have been Pirates too.
Might have been Pirates too.
But that would be interesting. Homework for next time, because I would be very interested to know what movies were coming out ahead of this.
I think it's so telling about Freakier Friday that we're more engaged in talking about movie trailers than we are.
Unfortunately. 2003, same year.
What, Pirates? First Pirates?
Pirates. Yep. So the summer, like I guess slightly before this movie.
Yeah.
Would have been.
Who knows? Maybe that's even why this movie felt really underwhelming for me, because I was having my full pirate summer, and
like one of the best movies ever made, of course.
I still remember the high of the original Pirates movie, and it was so exciting to like finally have something Disney be cool and well done.
After Haunted Mansion, yeah.
Didn't Haunted Mansion come out before?
Or Haunted Mansion was after. You're right. It was the next year.
Yeah, no, it might have even been the fall of the same year.
Maybe.
Haunted Mansion was a bit of a letdown, but I still liked it. It was fine. Yeah. Freakier Friday, good times. Well, there it is. There's no game because we don't have any other guests.
The end of an era.
But yeah, we've wrapped up Body Swap Month. Is there anything else you want to say about Freakier Friday?
No, just that I liked it more than Freaky Friday. I think that we're opposite minded on that, right? You like Freaky Friday more than Freakier Friday.
Yeah, I think Freakier Friday had so much potential that was squashed. That's the thing. I think the concept of Freakier Friday is better, but the execution is weaker.
I probably wouldn't like it as much if I'd seen the first one originally and liked the first one originally. I think I probably would feel the same way. I could see that. Yeah. But yeah, I find it funny. I thought it was a funny movie.
It was funny. It was a good movie to see in a theater with people. Like, it was a good theater summer movie.
Yeah, there was another lady there belly laughing with me, which was really nice, because I literally only go to action movies and horror movies in theaters now, so I don't get too many laughs. The last laugh I got was when Josh Brolin said something funny in Weapons, so I think that was more of a nervous laugh for everybody.
Yes. Ugh, Weapons. I've not seen it. I saw one screenshot of creepy children. I was like, no, can't see this. Yoda from Mark made an interesting point a while ago. Neurodivergent angle done sympathetically on what is actual brain chemistry. So yeah, I think that opens it up to an interesting question to sort of wrap up Body Swap Month, which we've kind of touched on. But what type of body swap movie would you want to see now that we have kind of seen the concept approached from different angles, different genres? Like, what body swap movie do you think we're missing that we should get?
I think if we want it to be kind of a messagey family movie, I think we do, to Yoda's point, either an autism swap with a neurotypical person, or maybe a accessible, maybe that sort of situation where somebody has to understand what somebody's going through. I think if we're just going for comedy or shock, I would love to see the whole teenage boy brain thing.
Yeah.
I think that would be a great avenue to go if you want some more of these obvious but very funny jokes that, to my knowledge, haven't been told yet through this avenue. So I think that would be a good choice.
Yeah, I pretty much agree. I want to see the change up, but done right or well.
Sure.
Well, yeah. And maybe that's just because I'm a narcissist and I just want to see characters my age doing a movie. Yeah, but yeah.
Men, there's not too many men. I would say it's at least 3/4 of characters in body swap movies are women.
Oh yeah. For sure.
So I think that's a valid point. I would like a buddy cop movie.
Yeah.
Where they swap, good cop, bad cop, and now good cop's in bad cop's body, and
Yeah.
Something like that. That would be cool.
Yeah. Because I think the big thing that the change up disappointed me with was the concept, much like Freakier Friday. I think the concept was so good and it was so wasted. Um, because I feel like there is definitely so much packaged into what happens, like to friendships potentially, when you have the person who is like building a family and then the person who's unattached, and then sort of how does that affect the friendship dynamic, and then if you
Yeah.
have a body swap somewhere in there, yeah, instead of just having it be weird and uncomfortable sex jokes, have it actually be about like, yeah, what is it to raise a family versus what is it to not and still be, yeah, like
Yeah.
there's
Could
something
we argue that Chucky is a body swap movie, except that when they swap, because it's an inanimate object, that there's just nothing in the body that is now dead anyway.
there. Yes, I've never seen Chucky. I feel like I would like it. Maybe.
I would think it's one of the easier movies for you to digest.
Yeah,
Just
I
because
think
of
the
the
campiness of it,
cartooniness of the
yeah,
majority of it. Yeah.
like
Yeah.
in the style of Freaky. Like I know that I would be prepped for there to be things that would make me uncomfortable, but I think the fun element of it would also,
Oh, the comedy in the Chucky movies is all of them. It's fantastic.
maybe Halloween this year will be the slasher movie marathon.
Oh, Chucky. If you start watching Child's Play and all the Chucky movies, let me know because I'll simultaneously rewatch them with you.
Okay, perfect, perfect. Well,
Maybe Chucky month.
maybe Chucky month. And well, yeah, I do have an idea for what I want to do for the fall, but maybe I could be persuaded to Chucky.
I don't know. I don't know. You let me know. I'm excited. I don't even know what's next month, guys. So I'm gonna find out the same time as y'all do.
Yeah, why? Let's do it now. Hold on. Inspired by a Funko.
Official announcement.
Yeah, announcement. Now, I don't know if this will be September or October. We'll see, but this has been on my list for a long time, and it is definitely a fall aligned marathon. So, woo.
Oh, an Alfred Hitchcock marathon.
Yeah.
You know what's good? I've only seen like 2 of his movies.
See,
so,
there we go.
Yeah.
Which ones?
I've seen the majority of The Birds, and I've seen Psycho.
Perfect.
Yeah. I've seen bits and pieces of Rear Window, not very much at all of Vertigo.
Yeah, Vertigo is one I want to revisit. There are a bunch that I've never seen. I mean, it's going to be hard to narrow them down, but I think Birds and Psycho are definites because like they're classics.
Psycho's almost like obligatory, like you have to, it's compulsory.
I would actually want to pair it with the weird Gus Van Sant Psycho remake.
Then the Vince Vaughn one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually kind of like that movie.
Oh, I like it too. It's just such an interesting movie because it's like, since it is a shot for shot remake by design.
Yeah.
It's fascinating. But
Yeah.
anyway, more to discuss later. But yeah, I don't know when it will be, but Alfred Hitchcock, it's official. That's next. Alfred's next. Woo! What fun we will have. But until then, time to wrap this up. Hooray. So thank you for those who joined us for Body Swap Month. It was a fun, good time. Join us whenever Alfred Hitchcock Month happens for that, and that'll be fun in a different way. But it's that time, so tell everyone who you are. Well, it's just Jeanette. Where they can find you and all the
It's just me. You can find me here for Alfred Hitchcock Month next month, October, maybe. We'll see what happens. You can find me at TinkerJ787 on Instagram. And you can go find episodes of We Like Theme Parks podcast wherever you find podcasts.
Woo! Thank you. And this is my channel. So thank you so much for watching. Join us for Alfred Hitchcock Month whenever it happens. And keep an eye on the channel because some very exciting videos will be dropping soon. Very soon will be my Fan Expo vlog. So that's almost done being edited. So if you want to see what I got up to at Fan Expo, you can. And then next week, one of the most exciting things ever to happen on the channel is going to be coming. So I don't want to spoil it, but it's going to be pretty fun. So hold on. Can I give you a teaser? It will involve these. So there we go. See you later, friends. My name is Matt, and I have 2 degrees. Teacup for 1. Yeah, how do you end this?